back to Inspired Beginnings here at the Conrad Hotel, Manila. My name is RJ Ledesma, and I am very excited to share with all of you the booth of my dream team over here at Conrad because it is literally out of this world. Because if you look behind me right now, you will see a moon hanging from the top of the booth surrounded by a constellation. And this magnificent booth display was developed and curated and created by Teddy Manuel, one of the top stylists here in the Philippines. And if you check this out here right now by the side, this is a dream team that we put together over here for Inspired Beginnings, led by, of course, Christine Ong Te Events, who is our premier event planner. We've got Teddy Manuel, our stylist over here. We've got Always in Motion Live, our screensaver. Of course, our designers, Francis Libiran Bridal and Joe San Antonio. And we have on top of that one, we also have our food and souvenirs, Not Filled Favors. We are joined by LX Events Pro for our lights and sounds, Maya Studios for our video, for our photo, Metro Photo for our cake pastry bin by Peng Ching, and of course our invitations, Print Divas. Now, here's a chance to get to meet all of my team members, my dream team, a carefully curated team here on stage. So please join me here right now. And as you see behind me, it's like literally a full house over here right now at the Conrad Manila. It's truly a fun event. Please join us in a couple of hours because we will be closing very soon. At the same time, please enjoy the great promos being offered by all of the suppliers just here today at the Conrad Manila. So please join me over here on stage. We've got all the suppliers. Guys, say hi. Hi to the camera over here. We're live streaming here right now. Thanks again to everybody joining us
Hello.
here this afternoon. Thank you.
Hi.
Everybody. Thanks for joining us. And we have Mr. Mike Albano over here of the Conrad Manila.
Mike.
Mike,
Thank you
thanks
for
so much
having
for joining
us.
us and supporting us over here. Now, let's start off with our dream team, which is here on stage right now. I had a chance to introduce all of you earlier on and share what you all bring to the table to make somebody's day more magical, more meaningful, and more fun. So let's start off with our Mayordoma, the conductor of everything else over here. We have, of course, Miss Christine Ong Te. Christine, as we celebrate again weddings here in the Philippines during the new normal, share with us a bit more. I mean, you've put together such a great team. What can you say about all the people that you've carefully put together for our, the name of the booth is, Song
It's
to
the
the Moon.
idea of Teddy. Maybe I
Wow.
can pass the mic first to Teddy
So-
because he was the
wow.
one who created the theme for us.
Okay, so Teddy, what was your inspiration for our very stellar booth over here?
Okay, it came from a Czech opera. Came from a Rusalka opera, so it's a song to the moon. So it's like a modern Little Mermaid.
Oh,
Parang
wow.
the girl is asking for the moon, to shine on this prince, no, to be able to show her love. So I think that's the main idea of the concept. It's about love. It's about believing in the fairy tale. So I think that's all about
I
weddings
love
as well.
believing
right?
in a fairy tale.
Yes.
And I love it. You know what's wonderful about what Teddy's saying over here is that all weddings are about telling stories of love.
That's
and
right.
what's nice is that everybody here, we all have our way of communicating the love story of our couple by what we do.
That's
So
true.
go back to Christine over here, whom we affectionately call Pooh. That's how she's known here in the industry. Pooh, can you tell us a bit more as we share the love story of our couple, especially during the new normal? What are the new things? What are the things that people can expect? Because, of course, we're coming 2 years out of the pandemic right now. We're celebrating again large weddings, intimate weddings. What are we doing different nowadays?
Okay, before I answer your question, I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to Marbigo and
Thanks,
of course
Marby.
to Conrad for having us once again of Inspired Beginnings 2022, and congratulations guys because this is a very successful fair and I'm happy to be part of this fair knowing that I'm with my good friends in the industry and of course looking at other partners here who are also friends in the industry, and I'm really happy, RJ, that things are getting back to normal.
That's right.
And to answer your questions, weddings during the pandemic, it's not easy for everybody. In fact, this is a test for us. But I always say this, no? It's for me. I don't look at it as a stress in terms of the pandemic. It's really more on a test to us. Kumbaga, we were able to able to manage how we can be able to survive and give ideas to make for the couple to feel like they will not feel about the pandemic. It's really focused on the wedding planning. But then when it comes to the styling, when it comes to program, and to answer your question, there's a lot of gimmicks happened. I'm sure Teddy will agree with me. Nobody will understand or realize that the pandemic, the wedding ceremony or the wedding reception can actually happen in the garden of your house that you wouldn't even expect that to happen.
So what happened here, po, is that people just became actually. I often say, because as an entrepreneur, you say, in every crisis there's an opportunity. We were able to
Yes.
become, actually, as suppliers, we became more creative and
More
innovative in
creative,
executing the
yeah.
story of
So,
our couples.
just like what God said, diba, usually we always say that if God closes a door, He opens a window.
That's
For
right.
our industry, in fact, He opens a lot of windows. And it's time for the suppliers, like what you said, to be more creative in how to handle that, to make it more wedding-ish like pa rin. Even the wedding will happen in their backyard, in the sala, for a ballroom size to magiging 20 by 20 na lang. So sila Teddy, I don't know, we're able to create a very magical. You can see naman the post, diba?
That's
The
right.
IG posting.
Even just the description alone is magical. Can you imagine seeing it live?
And knowing that even the photo and the video, they were able to pivot somehow in such a way na kakaibang editing ang ginagawa nila Sheena and Aaron, I'm sure. Aaron's from Metro Photo. They've done a lot of prenup shoot na kakaiba na dating out of the country. Now they try, ito ang maganda dito, RJ, we were able to promote naman our local tourism,
That's
di ba? Since hindi rin tayo makatravel, even the provinces that the usual, right? Na-discover natin na ang dami palang magaganda sa Metro Manila. To name a few is Rizal. Diba? Hindi
Tama,
natin
tama.
in-expect that. Maybe Aaron can say something about
But
it.
We'll get to Aaron in just a bit. No?
Okay,
So,
sorry.
don't worry. Okay. So thanks so much for hosting for this.
Of
For
course,
hosting
of
this part
course.
for me over
I'm
here,
sorry, I
Christine.
couldn't
really
ha-
appreciate
I
it.
couldn't
But I
handle
can see
it.
that you're bursting really right now with wanting to share how things have really changed in the industry. So let me go now to Teddy over here. Teddy, like Christine, talked slightly about it, how creativity has blossomed during this time, and we can truly see that from your display over here. I just wish people watching us here right now could see just how beautiful and how awe-inspiring his Song to the Moon exhibit is over here. But Teddy, what has become different? Like Christine was saying, sometimes nowadays they become more intimate, or right now as things are opening up. What has changed for you? People know Teddy Manuel, but what has become more more interesting, more innovative about Teddy Manuel after this pandemic?
I guess what happened, no, because it becomes intimate, the couple now, can really decide on the theme or a concept that they want to implement. Because before, they have like 500 guests, 600 guests, and then they have this big ballroom. So they cannot really, focus on the decorations or event styling because they thought of, because of the number of guests.
That's
the
right.
budget goes to the food or goes to the venues. But nowadays, though, they have an ample budget to really indulge in the event styling. So sometimes even it's a small spaces in the house or in the roof deck, even in the garage, we transform that into an intimate celebrations.
Wow.
So of course, at the end of the day, we always think of the safety pa rin and safety protocols of our guests. Even up to now, even the ballrooms opens, we still, try to as much as possible to follow the rules on how to be, to have the guidelines to have a safe wedding reception as well. So I think aside from that, we also invest on technology, like what we did for today's for Inspired Beginnings together with Jelvin. We introduced video mapping,
Wow.
like an LED wall, the LED floor, and now we have different orientation of LED walls because we want the guests, not just visual, but something experiential.
Experiential right
Yes.
now, and I think that's really what the pandemic has done for many of us. It's
Exactly.
made things more experiential. And like you were saying, can you imagine turning your garage into something that is an experience for people? That's exactly what we are delivering for our clients nowadays, all of our soon-to-be weds. Having said that, Teddy, I want to go right now to Sheena over here. And funny, Sheena is Sheena Ocampo, Aaron Ocampo, but no relation over there, no? Kaburog. Oh, Kaburog. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Alcantara na. She has a
Those pandemic
she has a
brides.
pandemic bride and pandemic baby at the same time. On the way. Now I know that also when you were doing, I mean, everybody knows who Maya is. For those of us who look forward to doing weddings, we've seen the fantastic videos of Maya over the years. But what has evolved right now? Like I just said, creativity is born out of sometimes desperation or the situation. What became different with Maya?
Um, I believe during pandemic kasi everybody went back to the basic. Went back to the basics. Na what is actually our purpose? Why are we doing this in this industry? And at the same time, not only us as the photo and video, I think the couples themselves, they became the storytellers as well.
Yes,
So
yes,
they became the
that's right.
storytellers, which means they wanted to tell a story of themselves and how that's how the theme was created. And in a way, because they told the stories, it became more authentic and it became more real, which means it became more meaningful. And it showed actually on our outputs, and with the help, of course, with Teddy, being basic, being having your own story, being authentic doesn't mean that you are just stuck there. It means that again, you became more creative, and at the same time, I guess because you wanted to experience your story and showing it to others. I guess that evolution came from the start of 2020 to 2021, and then people was just like, how can we feel more? How can we actually experience more our story and telling it? I guess for me, the this whole pandemic, the wedding industry became more meaningful, and it showed on the
Yeah.
videos and the photos, definitely.
And I think Shino was very important to also emphasize here is that like I was saying earlier on, the storytelling
Yes.
became more important for us and the authenticity. But what's equally important is that why do you get, of course, veteran suppliers, people like us who've been in the industry for a couple of years, is because we already know how to tell the story, and if you're going to
Yes.
entrust that
And it's
storytelling to
experience.
somebody,
It's about the
yes,
experience as
exactly,
well,
exactly.
because you've experienced a lot of highs and lows. But of course, nobody really expected the whole pandemic. But of course, because you already got to see a different kinds of situation. It's about the experience, the number of years that you are already in the industry. I think it also mattered to some because you could already feel that okay, I could trust that person because
Exactly.
you've
Exactly.
already experienced it.
Exactly. Having said that, I want to go to Aaron over here. Kanina, Aaron, super excited na si Puna mag-share ka na kaagad. But before that, Aaron, no? Yeah, parang co-host ko tuloy, no? Kinukuha yung papel ko dito sa ngayong hapon na ito. No? But I think the more important thing, Aaron, to say is that, of course, just like my people know Metro Photo, your photos are classic, exotic locales, di ba?
Yeah.
Daring shots, that daring photo
And-
shoots, right?
Yeah, showstoppers.
But now the show stopping, like you're right, show stopping shoots. That's sort of like the signature that Metro Photo is known for. But in the pandemic, of course, things had to change as well. Among them was
right.
local destinations. But then aside from that one, what more? How did Metro Photo also evolve in this pandemic?
Like everybody, we kept ourselves inspired, and we find ways to be creative. Like we're really used to doing big weddings and doing shoots like all over the world, all over the Philippines, and then suddenly we're kept in a really small space, and so I think aside from evolving with how we shoot with the portraits, I would agree with Sheena that we had to focus on what's important, on really telling the story of everyone, and I think that's how the photographers of Metro Photo evolved, and then also we had to be creative with looking for new spaces to shoot at. Imagine we have before we had the luxury of going to different countries, and now we need to shoot at different houses, right? Or like and to make it look grand in a way. And of course, when the time came that we're allowed to go out, I we had to showcase what we have within close to the metro, and then in the Philippines, and we're really thankful right now that things are opening up. The countries are opening up, and Oli is actually in Switzerland
I
doing
know.
a pre-wedding
I
shoot.
saw his Facebook
Right,
page.
yeah, and we just came from Italy we did a wedding in Italy, so we're really looking forward to doing more shoots like that again.
Well, fantastic. Well, congratulations to our storytellers, our video and photo storytellers. Now, it's storytelling. It just goes back to the idea that you're not video photo, you're storytellers. It's just the means that you've been able to communicate that one, but which has evolved further. Talking about storytelling, what people often don't realize in storytelling is the lights and sounds, or rather the what we call our screensavers. Because many people they just take that for granted, right? But actually, even that can tell a story for the couple.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
and which is interesting. So, Jelvin, tell us a bit more. What makes your company always in motion a bit different? How are you telling a story through the screensavers?
So when we design our screensavers, the common conception of people is just it's something just on the background. It's where the LED is something where you just play your video, your photo. But nowadays, we're trying to make it to innovate. Like it's really part of the overall design. As much as we're really trying to work with stylists, coordinators, to make an overall design that works with the design of the flowers, the color, and the overall designs of the lights and sound. And as much as the storytelling, nowadays, one of the innovations that we're doing is the grand entrance and
Wow.
the first dance of the couple. So nowadays, what they're doing is they're creating like a story before a couple is introduced. We do like a 30 to 60-second grand entrance that tells more about the theme. So it gives the guest like parang a wow factor, and they get it serves as a mood setter. Now if your theme is something about the moon, parang we take all the guests to an outer space, something like that. So that's a different kind of storytelling. So it creates the mood and it gives a different kind of vibe. Kasi from the pandemic, parang we see different kinds of installation all over the world.
That's right.
Now we're stuck at home. We get to see Singapore has this team lab. Dubai has different kinds of installation. Now, being innovative in the wedding industry, parang we're trying na, what if we make something like that? And I'm very lucky that the coordinators and the stylists, they have this out of this world ideas. And we're doing our support for them in terms of LED, projection mapping, and as I always tell them na, sige, kaya natin yan. Gawan natin ng paraan.
That's what we do. That you're able to complement the story. I thought all of a sudden you would see the couple going to the metaverse from your light from the screensaver over there. Really great. And if you can see people watching here right now on Facebook Live, that the common denominator across all the suppliers over here is that we're out here to tell a story. In each of our different skill sets or competencies, we're there to tell a coherent story to the benefit of not just the guests who will get to enjoy the story, but also to the couple who want to share the story. Like for myself as a host, I haven't really shared yet, no. But then the difference, like for me, when I'm doing a hosting job, it's not about hosting; it's also storytelling. So, oftentimes I like the love story of the couple to come out, and that comes out through the games that you play. Because some people in 2 years they haven't seen this couple, and you want to find a way to insert the story of how did they meet, how did they fall in love, when did they kiss, when did they get engaged, and these things you want to come out. And you don't. I often tell people, you're not there just to play games for game's sake. You're not just there to talk for talking's sake. You're there to build that story also for the couple, and that's why each of us play an important component in making that wedding reception feeling whole. Now, for those watching here right now at home, I know that maybe your attention span is waning already because we've been hearing about wedding talk the whole day. But I think more importantly, it's time to hear about the best tips, I guess, we can give to couples watching us here right now. As they're here right now searching for, how do we get married right? What's the best tip that we can give them in this period of the new normal? Let's start off with Christine over here.
Okay, I think the tips that I can give to all the couples, don't no don't no you don't need to worry too much. We need to understand that we need to live by COVID. With this pandemic, we need to accept the fact that it's just around and it will be around. And what you need to focus on is just to keep on planning. Have a positive mind and just make sure that you were able to book the right suppliers for you. If you have the right suppliers for you, then everything will go and run smoothly for sure. And I always remind my couple that they need to enjoy the planning. They don't need to be stressed about the planning, and make sure that it's a once in a lifetime event. They will just think of something that what do they really want, and as long as they have the suppliers that they wanted. Every supplier, every couple kasi have their dream team eh.
That's right.
So ako, I must say this is a dream team, right? But every suppliers and every couple have different strengths. So you just focus on what you like, and then follow your dream, follow your heart, and no need to worry as long as you have the good and suppliers for you.
And speaking of good suppliers, before everything else, you can find her online on Facebook or on Instagram at Cote Events. That's COT.
Yes, that's right.
EVENTS. What are the special offers you have right now for people
We are
joining
offering a
us here?
special discount for Inspired Beginnings. So please do drop by. We still have enough time. You may contact us via IG, like what RJ said. So, Cote Events. And of course, you may also contact us through our mobile number posted in my IG account. Yan. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Miss Christine Ong Te. Teddy, any tips for our soon-to-be weds?
Yeah, aside from the stories, I think for us as an event stylist, I want it as much as possible to be personalized. Of course, event stylists are all, ready to make your wedding to look elegant, beautiful, or out of this world. But at the end of the day, it's your wedding. So let's not copy the others' weddings. So let's make it more personalized. And then after 2 years, all the event stylists are so excited to come up with new ideas, and to introduce new, innovation for the wedding. So you just have to be open-minded about the idea, and don't hesitate to ask your suppliers, or don't hesitate to inquire to your suppliers as well. So there you go. So you can contact me at Teddy Manuel at Instagram. Thank you so much, RJ. And thank you so
Teddy.
much,
Any special
Marby.
promotions for Inspired Beginnings? How can we inspire our...
Yes, so we have a special discount as well, together with Christine Ong Te and the rest of the team here, when you book us on the spot or after a week. Now, when you inquire to
That's
us, just tell them you came from Inspired Beginnings, and then we're going to extend the discount that we're offering here. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Teddy Manuel. Sheena Kaburog of Mayad.
Well, I think for the couples out there, they need to first understand what is important for them. First and foremost, what is important for them, why are they doing this? And then from there, they need to understand their priorities as well, because that's very important. And especially in choosing your suppliers, you have to choose your priorities. And then just being true to themselves. What do you want and what do you like? And then when you get them, because at the end of the day, especially for the photos and videos, styles and different things may change, but after how many years, 10 years from now, you're gonna look at the photos and the videos, and then you see, that's me. And then especially at times during bad times, or especially during trial times or challenges, when you see the videos, when you see the photos, you understand why are you married in the first place? Why are you together in the first place? That actually answers a lot of whys. And for you to choose your suppliers, you have to make sure that after 10 years, you get to see what you want.
Speaking like a married woman now,
Yeah.
Sheena. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yes.
Sounds speaking like a happily married woman.
Yes,
That's
of
right,
course.
that's
Super
right.
happy with the baby. So
Okay,
the pandemic actually brought a lot of blessings.
that's right.
Blessing in disguise, blessings, and a lot of opportunities to all suppliers.
And if they
definitely.
want to get in touch with Mayad,
Just visit our Facebook page. We have a website as well, and then Instagram. It's Mayan Studios. And then for this fair, we have some special deals for every packages that we have for each our directors and all our ambassadors. And just contact us, and we'll be happy to be
thanks
there
so much,
for them.
Sheena. Aaron over here, what are Metro Photos tips for our soon-to-be weds?
Well, they gave really good tips already, no? And of course, I want to say, follow your heart, enjoy the preparation, and coming from a visual person, so this tip is quite different. So when you start preparing for your wedding, also, prepare yourself like physically,
Mag-workout ka na,
health-wise.
parang ganyan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, everybody's trying to get in shape, and so plan that physically. So eat properly. If you have a derma, visit your derma. And then, plan your if you want to lose weight, something like that. So and then of course, as a photographer, I would also suggest like they prepare like posing in front of the cameras and like that. So of course, you get all the good suppliers and just enjoy. There you go.
Thanks so much, Aaron. And how do they get in touch with Metro Photo?
Right. So our socials are at mymetrophoto, and you can also visit our website mymetrophoto.com. And for this bridal fair, we have very special limited discounts. So you can get in touch with us through our socials.
Thanks so much, Aaron. And finally, to round things out, Jelvin.
So as a pandemic couple, also under Achipu, Kote, and Teddy. So I think the best advice would be trust your suppliers. During our wedding, I just told my wife na, okay, sila na bahala. We got the best suppliers and you don't have to worry about anything. And it's the best wedding for me. And for the LED walls, don't hesitate to try out new things. Try to maximize your LED wall. It's not just for playing videos. You can do a lot of things. You can do something theatrical. You can make it a concert. You can make it a show. Yeah, you can make it a different experience. You make it dynamic. So you can make, as we always say, is your LED is always in motion.
Wow, I love that. Always in motion. Thanks so much, Jelvin. And I want to just take off from where Jelvin was talking about. You've got to trust your supplier. So it's very important for those watching us here via Facebook Live right now that you choose your suppliers well. For myself, lastly, as a host, I often tell people that, you know what, each program has to be customized. You can't say also as well that, oh, I watched something from this one and it was really nice and that one. Like they were saying, no, even Teddy was saying that one and Sheeta was saying that one. Each wedding is different and we want to tell the story of your wedding. And as a host, that's my job, to make sure that the story comes out. And that, you know, like you said, we don't rely too much. Gimmickry is good, right? But for some others, it's really bringing out the story, the laughter, the warmth, the authenticity. And you can only get that when you get the best hosts in the business, the best planners in the business, the best stylist, video, photo, and of course, LED wall. And if you want to get in touch with me also as well, that's RJ Ledesma on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. And of course, just like the rest of them, very special offer for you if you get us here in Inspired Beginnings. 1 week. 1 week, the promo lasts for all of you. So again, we're inviting all of you. Please join us here right now at the Conrad Manila for Inspired Beginnings. And if you can't join us, please send us a message online. If you want to avail of our special offers, please say that you heard us say it here live at Inspired Beginnings. Again, my name is RJ Ledesma. Thanking the rest of you from our song to the moon. Thanks so much, guys.